Hello everyone, welcome back. Not Ever here, and today we're going to do the wrap up for turn 4. It was another slow turn. We look up here, well, across the entire front you can see that, the lines, if you were to look at the lines from the last couple of turns compared to now, they haven't changed very much. The only thing that's really changed is the Soviets have reinforced in bulk along this line here between the Army Group Center and Army Group North. And down here, they've also kind of bolstered their forces a little bit. But elsewhere, it's basically the same lines. Our forces have pushed up about as far as they can. And we're kind of just waiting now for supplies to trickle in. As well, we're waiting for the units to all catch up, the infantry to catch up with the actual armor forces that have gone for the longest marches so far. And hopefully before too long, they're all caught up. It looks like here, if we look at the north, actually, we're very close. We've started a little... force a little bit of a line down here with Army Group 16. Sorry, not Army Group 16, 16th Army. We tried to push across the north. We tried to push across to take Pskov, but we met a little bit more determined resistance than I was expecting across the river. And unfortunately, our panzers, though they were able to clear a couple spots, were not able to actually get across the river themselves. So next turn, I expect the Soviets to reinforce these two positions here, and we'll have to do it all over again. We also, up in the north here, we withdrew our force, our one panzer, originally up like towards here and near to Lenin. We drew him back down a little bit. He didn't have a lot of supplies, but I think this force right here, this infantry division might cut us off. So it's going to cut off our supply for this panzer, but luckily we'll have this motorized, I think it's Totenkopf, the SS motorized division will come up here, and hopefully they'll be able to restore supply with this panzer. That was my fault. I put that panzer too far out of position. And it's gonna come back to bite me in the butt there a little bit. I think that's pretty much it, though. Otherwise in the north, we moved these forces again, continued to move them towards the east. This is the 18th Army, I think. They're a little bit far behind. They were busy dealing with pockets over here. They finally cleared up, and now the 18th Army is going to try and actually move up, kind of like this, while the other army, the 16th Army, moves down here. Hopefully, the idea is we'll be able to push against this line here, around the Veliki Luki, and if we can get the panzers to break through at Pskov up here, we could even circle them around through the marshy area down and put some pressure on Veliki Luki from the side, from the flank there in the north. So that's going to be the plan, I think, there. We look down here in the Army Group Center, you'll see that nothing really changed again. It's still very similar to how it was. We made a few attacks here along the river here. We were able to take Mogilev from the Soviets, but we weren't able to get across the river. It takes 15 movement points to get across the river. That's not very well drawn. 15 movement points. There we go. To get across the river, this major river, any spot. So it's going to be difficult for us to get across there, I think. We're going to have to rest this turn. We've taken the city, so we have Mogilev. Now it's going to just be a matter of making a large assault across the river. And even if we do that, though, we're going to be so low on supplies, we're going to be basically able just to get across the river. Then we're going to have to wait, and we're going to have to hold these positions until next turn. And then we're going to be able to maybe push towards Smolensk. But by then, I expect the Russians to withdraw maybe a little bit, try and form a new line around Smolensk itself, even kind of like this. It might be better. And then in the north, they still have that entire Veliki Luki line up here, so it's going to be difficult. Maybe what we have to do is try and do a double attack. So we still have Vitebsk over here. We can maybe try and push with our panzers this way and try and just break through towards Smolensk while also pushing this way like we originally planned a couple turns ago. I think the idea, though, of a big pocket here around Army Group Center it's not going to happen anymore. We have to just try and work on breaking through, which is my fault. I think I put my panzers in a bad spot, and I'm working on it. Also, you'll see here that we have to keep moving our armies up. This Army Group, what is that? Army Group like 4 and Army Group 6 or something. They're still moving towards the line. They'll be there next turn, hopefully. Oh, these guys. I forgot about these guys too. Let's move these guys up real quickly. So this is for Army Group Center here. Just trying to get these guys closer and closer towards the city of Gomel here as much as possible and clear out these marshes as much as possible. In the very far south of our line, Army Group South, we have, again, the same thing. Not much has changed. Not much has changed at all. We've basically just tried to meet their line that they've formed here along this river, protecting Vinnytsia and Zhytomyr, as well as the approach to Kiev over here. They've basically just formed up a line along that river. These two rivers, in fact, and we're just going to try and breach it next turn. We have Army Group 18 here, 17th or 18th Army Group, 17th or 18th Army down here in the south, the Burgundy, and then this Army Group up here, the 6th Army actually might be. So we'll, hopefully next turn they'll be able to be in position around here, and then the Panzers will try and attack through this flank here, try and get through this open gap around Vinnitsa and right through this line here, and try and maybe cause a little bit of confusion there. If we can do that, paired with the attack from our actual infantry armies trying to push up this way into the lines, we might be able to get some success, but we'll see how that turns out. In this army group as well, I made a little bit of an error by moving my panzers too far to the south. I think I'm going to pay for it here by having this attack delayed by significant margin. We look down here in the very far south. We can also see that we made a couple advances here. The Russians pulled back their forces all the way down here to around Odessa. So I mean, we might as well just take the free advantage while we can and move our forces up as much as possible. So we moved up a couple guys, and that's basically it. So I'm gonna go ahead now, and you can also see over here we consolidated Stanislav as much as possible. There's a couple forces left here, but we should be able to get rid of those next turn. Hopefully we get rid of them next turn. They've lasted longer than I expected them to. They're taking up troops by being there, but yeah, that's gonna be it there for the end of this turn. So I'll go ahead, I'll do the next turn, we'll come back and we'll take a look at what happens next. So give me 1 second, guys, and I will be right back. All right, welcome back. Losses continue to mount here on both sides. We've had, what is that, 68,000? More than 68,000 here. Men losses, less than 500 guns and AFVs lost. The Russians, on the other hand, have lost over 800,000 troops now, and they've also lost about 10,000 guns and about 6,000 AFVs. So we've dealt quite a heavy blow to them, but we're still taking casualties at kind of a heavy rate. So if we look down here at air losses really quickly, we'll see they've lost 3,000. We lost only less than 400. I feel like we haven't done as much damage to the air as I would have liked, but you know, you can only do so much, I guess, when you don't know what's going on. And holy crap, I mean, it just gets heavier and heavier every time. I guess our chance to break through here last turn was our chance, and we kind of blew it. They've repositioned a lot of forces here up to the north here. They've definitely, which is the smart thing, they've put a heavy guard around Pskov here. I don't think we can even cross this river over here, this lake and this river, but still they've put a heavy guard around that position. So it's going to be interesting. We're gonna have to get the army up here as quickly as possible, and we're gonna have to try our best to, I guess, push up here through the center if we can. Veliki Luki is a little bit easier to take now, at least. They've pulled a lot of troops back from this port over here. This part, sorry, not this port, and they put them up here, it looks like. So it should be a little bit easier to take. We'll see exactly how easy in the future. But look at this force they've massed here around Vitebsk. They've put a ton of troops. It's like 5 or 6 deep in some places. That's going to be hard to break through. I mean, we'll probably win all the battles we fight. I mean, you know, not all the win. We'll probably win like 80% of the battles we fight. But if you're winning 80% of the battles, it's still going to cost you movement points to have all those battles. So we're not going to be able to get through as quickly as we might like. What I'd like to do is find a place we can just break through. So I mean, they haven't pushed us back from Vitebsk yet, but we probably shouldn't have given up ground here either. We withdrew this guy back from, I think, over here somewhere. Maybe we shouldn't have done that. We should have kept him up there, I guess, and tried to like put a bulge in their line. But wow, it's going to be interesting here. So if we look at this really quickly, I'm guessing like Mogilev at least looks a little bit less defended, so I mean, it might be easier to push through that way now. I think we might just have to brute force it, you know, like it's not going to be pretty, but we might just have to bring up our troops next turn and hit them as hard as we can along this line here. I don't want to get into fighting in this area. There's too many marshes and it's just too woody. This also has some woods in here, but I think it'd be better to go through this line right here than it would be to go up around this way. So I think we're going to try and hit them really hard in this way and also through Mogilev next turn in the center. And hopefully we can, if we can turn one of their flanks here, if we can kind of force, kind of get a breakthrough around this way, that'd be great. But I think they just have too many troops there right now to really force, or to really allow us to get another good breakthrough. Which worries me because, I mean, the Russians, or sorry, the German strategy here early on is all about those envelopments, and we just have not had a lot of envelopments after the first turn. And we should take a look at this. Looks like they have moved the front there to mirror our actions, so they've put a deeper line of defense here around Zotomir and Venitsa. This is filled up quite a bit. They've also reduced this this defense down here, so we might have to go ahead and just push through on this side again as well. Try and hit them really hard here in the middle beneath Venetza. We'll make little attacks here along the line as well to deal some damage. But the main attack is the main thrust is gonna come here through Venetza. Try and get over towards Kiev if we can. But if we can't, maybe even just get to the line here and trap all these guys inside of that area. So that was the end of the fourth turn. The start of the fifth turn now is about to begin. So thanks, guys. I think that's it, right? Everywhere else, they've kind of pulled back from Odessa a little bit, but there's still forces there. And yeah, that's pretty much it so far. So we'll have to come back here next time and see what happens on turn 5. Maybe we can make a push through here their line. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Until then, guys, though, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.